Hi everybody, it's your Fox LUDAFOX with another Speedpaints video, the last one of Gen 5 actually. Wow, cool, Gen 5 had only a total of 2 Speedpaint videos, isn't that amazing? That's probably what I want to talk about today, the generations and what this all means, because this is kind of a new concept actually. Anyway, let me also tell you a little bit about the art. I'm making here a little art on Bubble. You know, these little dinosaur games with actual bubbles. And even though I'm improvising the hell out of whatever I'm doing here, because I just knew I wanted to draw these dinos, but I had no idea what I wanted to like put them in. But here I figured it out, fortunately, relatively quickly. Anyway, I really like the game because of like how many quality of life things it has. Because it like lets you keep playing from the last level you played. It has a password system. I love this game. It gave me a really nice time while I played it on stream. Check it out, it's in the SRV archive. Everything is in the SRV archive. Well, let's rest this clip. when Questo broke his golf club. Shout out to Resta1, he's the orange guy in the chat. Anyway, the generations, boy. I'm a little bit nostalgic for Gen 5 and a little bit sad of it ending, you know? I'm glad that I'm able to move on, but I'm a little bit sad, honestly. It's kind of complicated. This is why I also chose this song, Home Resonance. Well, Resonance by Home, that's a little bit better said. This song has a long history with me. I have been listening to this song since I was 16, 17 years old. I remember coming back from high school and listening to this in my cheap-ass phone and cheap-ass earbuds. It was relatively calming for everything that was going on back then, and it accompanied in a lot of the nights that I walk back home, because I was in the afternoon. I don't want to say shift, that's not a job. I was in the afternoon turn. Forgot how you say that in English. Well, whatever. But yeah, I usually start my streams with this song, right? But I think it's time to move on. I think Gen 6 is going to have, you know, less of this. And the reason I say that it's because I think Gen 5, well, first of all, Gen 5 as a concept wasn't really a planned thing. When I started streaming back again in September 13, 2024, last year, I didn't really have this concept of generations or anything. This is a very new thing that I came up with. And I thought about it this summer, so 2 months, 3 months ago at most. So I remember very well that back then, I just knew I was a very different person, because according to Bot Scout or Knight, somebody, I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure it was Bot Scout or H, or maybe it was H actually. One of those people who are very consistent in coming back to the streams. One of these guys, wonderful people, watch my streams and, well, gave me a number of how long I was absent for. Also, yeah, I just made a very quick phallic collection here. Oh, I just made scratches in the bubble guy. Did you see that? Yeah, sometimes my streams get a little wild. That can happen. You should come by on the art stream so you can see this live and have my yapping in there. Anyway, enough plugins, enough plugs. What I wanted to say is that I think H gave me a count or a number of how long I was gone. 800 days since what should have been Gen 2 to Gen 5. It was a long process. I say Gen 2, but it's more like Gen 3 actually. It's a long story and I'll tell you a little bit about it, but the drawing is almost done, as you can see here. I'm gonna be honest, I did not love this piece of art. In retrospect, I guess it looks eh. But I'll be honest, I did not love this bubble art. I think it looks pretty mediocre. But here it is. Bubble. Let's look at another better piece of art, shall we? Yeah, boy. This is a Fox drawing that I did a few days back. I say days, but it's been like a month. Anyway, when Gen 5 started, or what I call now Gen 5, was because I came back from this long hiatus, 800 days, which was you know, you can make the math, do the math, sorry. It's 1.5 years, basically. Because let me tell you, when I moved out of my parents and started doing streams in my own place, it was not a great place. I had a lot of noise complaints. and the computer was working horribly. And now that, you know, my computer was working well because I got a Mac now, which is wonderful. You can say whatever about Apple and Steve, but honestly, the computer has been the most reliable computer I ever had in my life. The humble MacBook Air M1. Very cheap and still works like wonderfully. I love it. But anyway, now that I had this computer and now that I was changing my life because I had quit from my game testing job, which offered zero stability in routine. My schedule will be changed, sometimes with 1 week of anticipation, sometimes with 1 day, which sucked us a lot. Because I came to realize that I'm the kind of person that needs, you know, predictability in something like, you know, your only source of income. Maybe I'm not special in that. Pretty sure everybody would like some of that. And now that I came here with, started streaming again last year in September, I thought I should like have that good opportunity to like do this properly. And that's why I feel really bad about Gen 5, because I thought I had a lot of opportunity to do this a lot better, but it feels like a waste because I still had a lot of life changes. Like, I was still teaching when he started like streaming again. It was my only job back then. And then a lot of stuff happened with that teaching job, and I would say quit, but it was more like, I guess, being fired. Also, I hope you spotted like how this fox definitely looks like cat memes. But yeah, because of that, a lot of things happened. I got a new job very fortunately because boy, are things really rough right now. And well, this single job, I'm very, very, very grateful for it. It allowed me to like do streaming and do the thing that I love. And the fox drawing is done. Look at that. I think this one turned out okay. I think I can do a lot better, but hey. For the first time, I think it's going there. It's just a matter of practice, as we say, right? Love this fox art. But anyway, with a final note, I'm a little bit sad that Gen 5 ended like this. A lot of hiatuses, 2 pauses, but I had a lot of fun. So, I hope you enjoyed Gen 5, even though it was very short and very brief and a lot of things didn't happen. I have high hopes for Gen 6. And well, this is the last video that will have this LUDAFOX visual. Gen 6 will hold up new things, and I have finished 90% of it. And boy, how am I tired for the much things that I have been working on, but I think it's worth it. I'm very happy for the things I've managed to achieve. It's been a process, but I'm glad. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.
So